Chosen ones, you've walked a path not many can understand. You've been wronged by those you once trusted, only to watch them flip the script, playing the victim while you bore the burden of their lies. But take heart, God saw it all. In every deceit, every false accusation thrown at you, He has not turned His eyes away. There's a reason this betrayal feels so sharp. It's not just about the injustice done to you, it's about the lessons being etched into your spirit. These moments of being misunderstood, of having your truth twisted, are refining you. They are strengthening your resolve, sharpening your discernment, and teaching you to stand firm in your integrity, no matter what they say or do. The people who wronged you believe they can hide behind their mask of innocence, but they forget that God is never deceived. He knows the truth of every heart. While they may fool the world for a moment, they cannot fool the one who sees all. Their attempt to escape responsibility will only bring them face to face with divine justice in the end. Remember, chosen ones, that God is preparing something far greater for you than this temporary hurt. What they did may have wounded you, but it will not define you. God's eyes have been on you throughout, and He will lift you higher than those who tried to bring you down. Their deceit is only temporary. His truth is eternal. Stay patient, stay focused, and trust that everything will unfold as it should. God's timing is perfect, and when the time comes, the truth will come to light. You won't need to lift a finger. God's justice will reveal what has been hidden, and those who wronged you will have no place to hide. In the end, you will stand victorious, chosen, and strong, as God has always intended. There's a certain art to the way they twist the narrative, isn't there? You've seen it with your own eyes, how they wronged you, only to turn around and act as if they were the ones who suffered. Their deception is masterful, calculated even. They play the role of the victim so convincingly that others may not see the truth beneath the surface. But you, chosen one, have seen through the mask they wear. Their strategy is simple. If they can make others believe you are the villain, they can avoid accountability for their actions. It's a cruel game of manipulation where they spin lies so tightly that even they begin to believe them. But here's the truth. No matter how deep their deception runs, it cannot hide forever. The truth has a way of rising to the surface, and when it does, their carefully constructed facade will come crashing down. Yeshua said in Matthew 10:26, "For there is nothing concealed that will not be disclosed, or hidden that will not be made known." These words hold immense power for you now. The people who have wronged you may think they can escape judgment by manipulating the story, but Yeshua's words remind us that nothing remains hidden for long. Their deceit will be exposed, even if it takes time for the truth to fully emerge. You might feel alone in this moment, like you are standing against a tide of lies that is too strong to fight. But remember this: you don't have to fight alone. Divine justice is already at work. God sees what has been done to you, and His plan for your vindication is unfolding even when it seems like nothing is happening. The truth is that people who play the victim often do so because they cannot face their own guilt. They don't want to admit to themselves or others that they were in the wrong. So they project their guilt onto you, hoping to deflect attention from their actions. It's a defense mechanism, one born of fear and insecurity. They fear the consequences of their behavior, so they create a narrative where they are the ones in pain. But here's the thing, chosen one. Their lies may protect them for a while, but not forever. The deeper they go into their deception, the more entangled they become in their own web of falsehoods. They cannot escape the truth, and the day will come when they will be forced to confront it. Until then, your job is to stay grounded in your truth. You don't need to argue with them, nor do you need to prove yourself to others. The truth has its own power, one that doesn't rely on human intervention to be revealed. The lies they've told about you will eventually backfire, and when that happens, the strength you've gained through this trial will shine through. Yeshua's words echo in moments like these. In John 16:33, He said, "In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world." Your troubles, though real and painful, are not the end of your story. Just as Yeshua overcame the world, so too will you rise above the deceptions and falsehoods thrown your way. For now, hold on to the promise that the truth will prevail. Keep walking in integrity, knowing that you are not alone in this battle. The deception they've sown will not last, and when it finally unravels, it will be clear to everyone who was standing in the light of truth all along. It's a pattern, isn't it? When people do wrong, they often don't want to face the consequences. Instead, they find it easier to shift the blame and play the victim, casting themselves as the ones who've been wronged. For them, it's a defense mechanism, a way to avoid accountability. But why? Why is it that those who have wronged you are the same ones claiming to have been wronged themselves? The answer lies in their inability to confront their own actions. When someone can't admit their mistakes or their guilt, the easiest way out is to create a new reality, one where they are innocent and you are to blame. They weave a story that paints them as the victim, hoping others will buy into their version of events. This tactic is all too common, and you've likely experienced it more than once. But this behavior is rooted in weakness, not strength. Playing the victim is a way to escape responsibility and to gain sympathy from others. If they can convince enough people that you were the one who caused the pain, they can hide their true role in the situation. It's a way for them to avoid looking in the mirror, to avoid facing the truth about their own character. You, on the other hand, have chosen a different path. You've chosen to stand in your truth, even when it's uncomfortable. You don't hide behind lies or try to manipulate others into seeing you in a false light. This makes you stronger than they'll ever understand. By facing the truth head-on, you're not only growing in character, but also in spiritual strength. God sees the intentions of every heart. He knows who is hiding behind false stories and who is standing in the light of truth. It can be difficult to watch someone you trusted twist the narrative, making you out to be the villain. But understand this: their lies will not stand the test of time. God's truth will always prevail. Their decision to play the victim is also a sign of fear. Deep down, they are afraid of being exposed. They know that if the truth came out, they would have to face the consequences of their actions. But instead of owning up, they build a protective shield of lies, thinking that it will keep them safe. They don't realize that every lie they tell is another brick in the wall that will eventually trap them. Meanwhile, you must stay focused on your journey. Don't get pulled into their games or try to play along. Let them weave their web of deceit. It's only a matter of time before they get caught in it. You don't have to worry about defending yourself against every accusation. The truth has a way of revealing itself, and when it does, you will be standing in the light, while they will be forced to face the darkness they've created. The weight of their falsehoods can be heavy, but you are not carrying it alone. God is with you in this moment, guiding you through the storm. The role they've chosen to play, the victim, won't last forever. Their performance will falter, and when it does, they will have no choice but to face the truth they've been running from. Stay strong, chosen one. Their lies may echo for a while, but they won't last forever. You've been chosen for a purpose far greater than their deception, and in time, the truth will set you free. When you've been wronged, it's easy to feel like justice is far away. Watching those who hurt you continue on without consequence can feel unbearable. They may seem to escape the weight of their actions for now, but God's justice is not something anyone can outrun. It may not come in the way or time you expect, but rest assured, it will come. You see, divine justice works differently than human justice. Where people seek punishment, God seeks transformation. He's not only concerned with the wrong that's been done, but also with the heart behind it. Those who wrong you may try to dodge accountability, but no one can hide from God's all-seeing eyes. His justice is precise, tailored not just to punish, but to bring about the change necessary for true redemption. It may feel like your pain goes unnoticed, but that's not the case. God hears every cry, sees every tear, and takes note of every betrayal. What you are experiencing is not lost on Him. Even when it seems like your voice isn't being heard, God is working behind the scenes, aligning events that will reveal the truth in time. Remember Yeshua's words in Matthew 12:36, where He said, "But I tell you that everyone will have to give account on the day of judgment for every empty word they have spoken. Every lie, every deceitful act will be accounted for." Those who have played the victim, those who have wronged you and manipulated the truth, will one day stand before God and give an account for their actions. There is no escape from His justice. The beauty of divine justice is that it's fair. It's not rushed, and it doesn't operate on human timelines. Instead, God works in ways we cannot always see. He may allow them to continue for a while, but it's only to give them the chance to turn back, to repent, and to correct their ways. But if they don't, there will come a time when they can no longer hide. Their masks will fall, and the truth will be laid bare. You don't need to seek revenge or try to set things right on your own. That's not your burden to carry. Romans 12:19 says, "Do not take revenge, my dear friends, but leave room for God's wrath, for it is written, 'It is mine to avenge, I will repay,' says the Lord." These words are a reminder that God's justice is inevitable and perfect. Let Him handle what needs to be done. For now, your focus should remain on healing and growing from this experience. It's tempting to fixate on the wrongs done to you, but doing so only holds you back. God wants to lift you higher, to take you to a place where their lies no longer affect your spirit. Trust in His plan, even when it's hard to see how it's all going to work out. God's timing is always perfect, even when it seems delayed. In the end, you will see the fruit of your patience. You will witness the unveiling of the truth, and when it happens, you'll understand why it took the time it did. Trust in God's process. His justice is not just about punishment, it's about setting things right, not only for you, but for everyone involved. Let go of the need for immediate resolution, and trust that God is working everything out for your good. They cannot escape God's justice, and when it arrives, it will bring clarity, truth, and transformation. Stay strong, chosen one, because what's coming will be worth the wait. Deception, betrayal, and false accusations. These are weapons often used against you, chosen one, by those who cannot face the truth. It's a heavy burden to bear, especially when the lies are so convincing that even those around you may begin to question your integrity. But there's something you must know. You are stronger than their lies, and you were chosen to rise above them. Lies can entangle the one who tells them, but they can also ensnare the hearts of the innocent. They leave you questioning, doubting, and sometimes feeling powerless in the face of overwhelming falsehoods. But the power to rise above their lies isn't found in fighting them head-on. It's found in standing firm in your truth. You don't need to chase down every false accusation or attempt to convince every doubter. The truth has its own way of revealing itself. One of the greatest examples of rising above lies comes from Yeshua. During his trial before the Sanhedrin, he was surrounded by false witnesses, their lies piling up against him in an attempt to condemn him. Yet in the face of all this deceit, Yeshua remained silent. Matthew 26:63. He didn't defend himself, nor did he engage in a war of words. He knew the truth would be revealed, and his silence was more powerful than any defense he could have spoken. This lesson applies to you as well. Silence doesn't mean acceptance of their lies. It means you're choosing to rise above them. By staying silent, you give no energy to their falsehoods. Instead, you stand firm in your truth, trusting that time and divine justice will bring everything to light. But rising above their lies also means focusing on your growth. When you're preoccupied with what others are saying about you, it's easy to lose sight of your own path. They want you to be distracted, to feel like you must defend yourself at every turn. But your energy is better spent on your mission, on becoming the person God has called you to be. As you rise above the noise, you'll find that their lies begin to lose power over you. Remember, the truth always surfaces in time. Lies may spread fast and seem to gain traction, but they are like shallow roots, easily pulled up when the truth finally emerges. While their deceit may seem overwhelming now, it's not as strong as the truth you carry within you. God will reveal what needs to be seen at the right time, but for now, your job is to keep moving forward without letting their lies hold you back. It's also important to forgive even though it feels impossible. When you carry bitterness toward those who have lied about you, it only weighs you down. Forgiving them doesn't mean excusing their behavior or allowing them back into your life. It means releasing their hold over your spirit. As hard as it may be, forgiveness is a key to rising above. When you forgive, you free yourself from the chains of their deception and give yourself the space to rise. You are more powerful than the lies spoken against you. God has equipped you with the strength to overcome not just the hurt, but the desire for revenge. By focusing on your purpose and trusting in the ultimate revelation of the truth, you stand in a place of power that their lies cannot touch. So rise above their deception, chosen one. Know that the truth will come out when the time is right, and until then, walk with your head held high. You're not defined by their lies. You're defined by your resilience and the truth that lives within you. Keep going and watch as their falsehoods crumble beneath the weight of your strength and faith. When you are wronged and those who hurt you manage to play the victim, it can feel like justice is slipping through your fingers. The betrayal stings even more when others fall for their lies, leaving you feeling isolated in your truth. But here's something you must hold on to. God saw everything. You may feel like your cries for justice are going unheard, but in reality, nothing escapes the eyes of God. Every tear you've shed, every moment of frustration, and every attempt they've made to twist the truth, God has witnessed it all. His vision is not clouded by the deception of others, nor is he swayed by false appearances. The truth of your situation is clear to him, even when it seems hidden from the world. Yeshua reminds us of this truth in Luke 12:2-3. There is nothing concealed that will not be disclosed, or hidden that will not be made known. What you have said in the dark will be heard in the daylight, and what you have whispered in the ear in the inner rooms will be proclaimed from the roofs. This is not just a reminder of divine justice, but also a promise that the truth cannot be buried forever. What is hidden will eventually come to light, and those who have wronged you will be forced to face the reality of their actions. It's easy to feel discouraged when people believe the lies of those who have hurt you. You might wonder how they could be so blind to the truth. But remember, their deception is temporary. People can be fooled for a moment, but no one can hide from God's judgment. He sees not just the actions, but also the intentions behind them. While the world may be deceived by their performance, God knows the truth of every heart involved. The key here is trust. Trust that God is fully aware of what's going on, and trust that He is working behind the scenes, even when you can't see it. Divine justice doesn't always operate on human timelines, but it is always perfect in its timing. What you are going through is not lost on God, and He is setting the stage for the truth to be revealed. In this time of waiting, it's important to stay close to God. Don't allow the bitterness of their lies to poison your spirit. Instead, let it be a reminder that you are walking in truth, and that alone sets you apart. God has chosen you for a higher purpose, and that purpose cannot be derailed by the false narratives others try to create. The truth will shine through, and when it does, those who wronged you will have no choice but to face it. Patience is key. You don't need to rush to clear your name or try to fight back against every accusation. That's not your battle to fight. Exodus 14:14 says, "The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still." These words are a powerful reminder that you don't have to struggle to make the truth known. God is already at work, and His justice will be revealed in time. Trust that what He sees is more powerful than what others believe. For now, focus on your journey. Let God handle what you cannot control. He saw everything, and that knowledge alone should bring you peace. The people who wronged you may think they've escaped consequences, but they haven't. The truth is waiting to be unveiled, and when it is, it will be undeniable. So, rest in the fact that God saw it all. Keep your heart pure, and don't let their lies distract you from your purpose. The truth is coming, and when it does, it will bring the justice you've been waiting for. When the storm of lies surrounds you, your first instinct may be to defend yourself, to clear your name, or to make everyone see the truth. But there is power in choosing silence, a strength that comes from knowing when to speak and when to remain still. Sometimes the most powerful response is no response at all. The world often tells us that silence is weakness, that if we don't fight back, we've somehow lost. But the truth is, silence can be an act of faith. When you stay silent, it doesn't mean you're accepting their lies. It means you are trusting God to reveal the truth in His time. You're choosing to rise above the noise, not letting their deception pull you into a battle you don't need to fight. Yeshua modeled this for us during His trial. When He stood before Pilate and the religious leaders, accusations and lies were hurled at Him. Yet, Yeshua remained silent. Matthew 27:14. He didn't defend Himself against the false charges. He didn't feel the need to convince anyone of His innocence. His silence spoke volumes, for he trusted that God's plan would unfold exactly as it should. This is the same strength you can draw from when faced with those who wrong you. Staying silent in the storm doesn't mean you're passive. It means you're actively choosing to trust in a higher power to vindicate you. You're allowing space for God's justice to work, for the truth to come to light in a way that words alone cannot achieve. Your silence becomes a powerful statement that you are secure in your truth, regardless of what others may think or say. But silence isn't easy. When people are spreading lies about you, when they've twisted the narrative to make themselves look like the victim, it's hard not to want to speak up and correct them. Yet, the peace that comes from knowing the truth in your heart is far more valuable than winning a temporary argument. The storm may rage around you, but if you stay centered, grounded in your faith, it cannot touch your spirit. In times like these, the words of Psalm 46:10 become crucial. Be still and know that I am God. This verse isn't just about physical stillness. It's about a deep inner calm that comes from knowing God is in control. In the midst of the chaos, your stillness is an act of trust. It's a declaration that you believe God's truth will triumph, even if it doesn't happen right away. Your silence also keeps you from being drawn into their web of lies. The more you engage with their deception, the more entangled you become. By choosing silence, you're not giving their lies power over you. You're not allowing them to dictate your actions or control your emotions. Instead, you rise above it, maintaining your peace while they spin in their own web of falsehoods. There's another important aspect to consider. When you stay silent, you force them to confront their own words. Without a response from you, their lies have no fuel to keep burning. They may try to provoke you, to pull you into their drama, but your silence leaves them with nothing to hold on to. Over time, their deception will collapse under its own weight, because lies cannot stand on their own forever. As you walk through this storm, remember that silence is not weakness. It's a powerful declaration of trust in God's justice and timing. Let the storm rage, but keep your spirit still. Stay anchored in the truth you know, and watch as their lies unravel, revealing the truth that has been hidden for too long. When people wrong you and try to rewrite the narrative to cast themselves as the victim, it can feel like they've taken something from you: your reputation, your peace, your power. But the truth is, no one can take your power unless you allow them to. Your power doesn't lie in the approval of others or in their belief in your truth. It lies within you, grounded in your faith and connection to God. Faith is the foundation of your power. When the lies feel overwhelming and the betrayals sting deeply, it's easy to feel powerless. But through faith, you can reclaim what has always been yours. Faith is your anchor, your guiding force through the storms of deception. It reminds you that your value, your purpose, and your truth are not defined by what others say about you, but by what God says about you. The people who wronged you thought they could diminish you by twisting the story. They believed that by playing the victim, they could make you seem small, insignificant, or wrong. But they underestimated the power that faith gives you. Faith allows you to rise above their deceit, to see beyond the surface, and to reclaim your strength. You are not the person they've painted you to be. You are the person God created you to be. In moments like this, Ephesians 6:10 reminds us to be strong in the Lord and in His mighty power. This verse is a call to remember that your power comes from God, and it is through Him that you will find the strength to reclaim what was taken. The lies that have been spoken against you cannot touch the truth of who you are. They cannot steal the purpose that God has placed within you. Your faith is your shield, protecting you from the fiery arrows of deception that others may throw your way. To reclaim your power through faith is to trust in God's plan for your life, even when it feels like others are trying to derail it. It means holding on to your identity as a chosen one, knowing that your worth is not determined by the opinions of those who try to tear you down. God has a plan for you, and no amount of lies can stop what He has set in motion. It's easy to become consumed by the desire to prove yourself, to clear your name, or to seek justice on your own terms. But that's not where your power lies. Your power comes from knowing that God is your defender. Exodus 14:14 reminds us, "The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still." This isn't a call to inaction, but rather a reminder that true power comes from faith in God's justice, not in trying to control every outcome yourself. Reclaiming your power means letting go of the need to be understood by everyone. It means releasing the hold that others' opinions may have over you. When you place your faith in God, you free yourself from the chains of their lies. You no longer need their validation because you are already validated by God. The people who wronged you may believe they've won for now, but their victory is short-lived. True power doesn't come from manipulation or deceit. It comes from standing firm in your faith and trusting that God will set everything right. When you stand in your truth and trust in God's plan, you reclaim your power, and no one can take that away from you. So rise up, chosen one. Reclaim your power through the faith that has sustained you all along. Let go of the need for immediate justice or validation from others. Trust that God's truth will prevail, and in that trust find the strength to move forward, stronger and more powerful than ever. The hardest part about facing betrayal and deception is the waiting. You know the truth, and yet it seems like the world is blind to it. The people who have wronged you continue on, their lies seemingly unchecked. But remember this, chosen one. God will reveal the truth in His perfect timing. Just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it won't. When you've been falsely accused or wronged, it's natural to want immediate justice. You long for the truth to come out, for everyone to see what really happened. But God's timing is not always ours. His plan unfolds in ways we can't always see, but one thing is certain, His truth will always come to light. Yeshua said in Luke 8:17, "For nothing is hidden that will not be made manifest, nor is anything secret that will not be known and come to light." This verse is a promise that the truth cannot stay buried forever. It may feel like those who wronged you are getting away with it, but that's only because the full picture hasn't been revealed yet. Trust that in time, God will make everything clear. There's a purpose to the waiting, even though it can feel agonizing. During this time, God is not only working to reveal the truth, but also working on your heart. He's strengthening you, preparing you for the moment when everything comes to light. Your patience, your endurance, and your faith are being tested, and with every passing day, you grow stronger in ways you may not even realize. The truth is a powerful force, and when it finally comes out, it changes everything. Those who have deceived others, who have played the victim while hiding their wrongs, will be exposed, and in that moment, there will be no place for them to hide. God's justice is thorough, and when He reveals the truth, it will be undeniable. But until that day comes, you must trust the process. There's no need to rush or try to force the truth to the surface on your own. God's timing is perfect, and He knows exactly when to reveal what has been hidden. He sees the full picture, every lie, every betrayal, every moment you've suffered in silence. And when the time is right, He will make sure the truth shines brighter than any lie ever could. The waiting period is also a time for you to grow in grace. While it's tempting to become bitter or angry, this season is an opportunity to release those feelings and embrace peace. When you trust that God will reveal the truth in time, you let go of the need to fight every battle yourself. You no longer carry the weight of proving yourself to others. Instead, you walk in the confidence that the truth is already known to the one who matters most. It's also important to remember that God's truth isn't just about exposing the lies, it's about healing. When the truth comes to light, it brings with it the opportunity for restoration and growth, both for you and for those who wronged you. God's justice is not just about punishment, it's about setting things right in a way that brings wholeness. So, while you wait, continue to walk in integrity. Don't let their lies pull you down or make you doubt your worth. God is on your side, and He is preparing the perfect moment to reveal what needs to be known. Until then, keep trusting, keep believing, and know that the truth will always prevail in the end. The day will come when everything is made clear, and in that moment, you will see how God's timing was perfect all along. There comes a point in every chosen one's journey where you must decide to let go. The wrongs done to you, the lies spread about you, and the betrayal you've experienced, these are heavy burdens. And while it may feel like holding on to them will protect you, the truth is, you cannot heal while carrying the weight of what others have done. There is immense freedom in releasing it all and letting God handle what you cannot control. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting what happened. It doesn't mean you condone their actions or pretend that the hurt didn't exist. Instead, letting go means you are no longer allowing their betrayal to dictate how you live. You're choosing not to let their lies consume you. You're choosing to release the bitterness and anger that keep you tied to their wrongdoing. And in doing so, you open yourself up to God's healing. God never intended for you to carry this burden alone. When he saw what was done to you, he didn't just see the surface-level actions. He saw the deep impact it had on your heart. He knows how hard it's been for you to trust again, to find peace in the midst of such injustice. But the moment you choose to let go and let God handle it, you make space for his peace to enter your life in a new way. In Romans 12:19, we are reminded, "Do not take revenge, my dear friends, but leave room for God's wrath, for it is written, 'It is mine to avenge, I will repay,' says the Lord." This verse is a powerful reminder that vengeance and justice are in God's hands, not yours. It's not your responsibility to make sure those who wronged you face consequences. God's justice is perfect, and he will handle everything in his time. Your job is to let go and trust that he is already at work. When you choose to let go, you are making a bold statement of faith. You're saying that you trust God's plan more than your need for control. You're believing that his justice will come in the right way, at the right time, and in a way that brings lasting peace, not just temporary satisfaction. Letting go means you are walking in faith, allowing God to work behind the scenes, even when you can't see how everything will unfold. It's important to understand that letting go is not a one-time decision. It's a daily choice. Every time the hurt resurfaces, every time their lies echo in your mind, you must remind yourself to release it to God once again. It's a process and it takes time, but with every day that you let go, you are stepping further into the freedom that God has for you. Letting go also frees you to focus on your purpose. The more time you spend dwelling on what was done to you, the less energy you have to pour into the work God has called you to do. You were chosen for something far greater than this moment of pain. There is a divine purpose waiting for you, but you can only step into it fully once you release the weight of the past. When you let go, you allow yourself to move forward with strength, clarity, and a renewed sense of purpose. God's justice may not look like what you expect, but it will be exactly what is needed. Let him handle what you cannot. Trust that he saw everything, and trust that he knows how to set things right. Your responsibility now is to focus on healing, on growing, and on walking in the path he has set before you. There comes a moment in every chosen one's journey when the tide begins to turn. After the storms of betrayal, the lies, and the attempts to bring you down, something changes. The lies that were once believed by others start to unravel, and the truth, your truth, emerges, stronger and more undeniable than ever. And when that moment comes, chosen one, the victory is yours. It's not just about proving yourself to others or finally seeing those who wronged you face the consequences. The real victory is much deeper. It's in the strength you've gained, the faith that has grown within you, and the resilience you've developed through every trial. You faced the worst they had to offer, and yet here you stand, not broken, but stronger than ever. Victory is not just about outward circumstances. It's about the transformation that has taken place within you. Every betrayal, every lie, every hardship has been a part of your growth. What they meant to destroy you has only made you more powerful. God has taken what was meant for harm and used it for your good, shaping you into the person he created you to be. In 1 John 5:4, we are reminded, "For everyone born of God overcomes the world. This is the victory that has overcome the world, even our faith." Your faith has been the source of your strength throughout this journey, and it is through your faith that you now stand in victory. The trials didn't defeat you, they refined you. But this victory isn't just for you. It's for everyone who will look at your life and see the evidence of God's hand. Your story, your resilience, your ability to rise above the lies and deceit will inspire others who are walking through their own storms. You are a living testimony that God's truth and justice always prevail, even when it feels like the world is against you. As the truth begins to unfold and the lies are exposed, those who wronged you will have no choice but to face what they've done. But you, chosen one, won't need to say a word. Your life, your strength, and your unwavering faith will speak for you. The victory you experience will not just be personal, it will be a public testimony of God's faithfulness. This is the moment where everything starts to come together. The lessons you've learned, the strength you've built, and the faith you've clung to, all of it has prepared you for this moment. The victory is not just in the external justice that will come, but in the internal transformation that has already taken place. And yet, even as you stand in victory, remember that this is not the end of your journey. There is more ahead for you. God has more to accomplish through you, more people to reach, more lives to touch. This victory is just a step in the larger purpose He has for your life. So stand tall, chosen one. The battles you've faced have not been for nothing. Every hardship, every betrayal has led you to this moment. The victory is yours, not because you fought for it with your own strength, but because you trusted God to fight on your behalf. He has seen you through, and He will continue to guide you as you step into the next chapter of your life. The truth has been revealed, the lies have been shattered, and now you walk forward in the fullness of who you are, stronger, wiser, and more resilient than ever before. The victory is yours, chosen one, but this is only the beginning. Chosen ones, if you enjoy our videos and would like to support our channel, feel free to buy us a coffee. The link will be in the description below. Thanks for watching and have a blessed day.